And the WWE Superstar of the Year for 2014 goes to Roman Reigns? Really? Joe Passarelli here, right here in the Joe Passarelli Show live on YouTube. I don't know about you folks, but I am quite perplexed and befuddled at this. Roman Reigns, the man himself, the muscle of the Shield, winning Superstar of the Year? This move quite confuzzling, folks. Quite confuzzling. Certainly, you look at the options on the board. I mean, John Cena, World Heavyweight Champion. I think we all might have shit a brick if he won that for the millionth, bazillionth time. But it was not John Cena. Could have been Daniel Bryan if Daniel Bryan didn't get hurt. I think it would have been Daniel Bryan. It was set up to be Daniel Bryan's year, but Bryan unfortunately did get hurt. And after WrestleMania, we all know what happened. He relinquished the title, and he's been on the shelf ever since. So that kind of took Daniel Bryan out the running. Brock Lesnar, well, beat the streak. Undisputed WWE Heavyweight Champion. Yet, no Brock Lesnar. Quite confusing, quite confusing. Seth Rollins, Mr. Money in the Bank, the guy who turned on the Shield. The guy who's been in a lot of main events. Really the top heel since he turned heel back in June. Randy Orton. The Vines caught fire, helped turn him babyface, was the champion going into WrestleMania, had a lot of big matches. Dean Ambrose, figure point in the feud with Seth Rollins. Yet you go at Roman Reigns. When you look at Roman Reigns as an individual, what did he really do? He broke Kane's record in the Royal Rumble in 2014. Probably one of the few good points of the Royal Rumble, which saw Batista winning and Daniel Bryan not even in it and fans rioting. And, of course, this was the end of CM Punk as well. So a lot of bad things happened at that Rumble. The Shield goes into WrestleMania. They destroy the Outlaws. Of course, they have great matchups with the Wyatts before that. And then with Evolution. And then Roman Reigns. The rumors were he was going to fight Triple H and Night of Champions. Had he gone on to fight Triple H and defeat Triple H, maybe I'd feel a little bit better about this pick. He did beat Randy Orton at SummerSlam. And then didn't even make it to the Night of Champions pay-per-view due to his severe abdominal injury, which gave rise to Dean Ambrose coming back a day early and kicking off the feud with reigniting the feud with Seth Rollins. Bray Wyatt would have been a solid choice, fixture of feuds all year. I just feel like they should have saved this for next year. Next year setting up to potentially be Roman's year. Maybe it was the Rumble, probably the front runner to win the Rumble at this point. And, of course, could beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania for the title. That's a strong possibility. However, I feel like they did this to kick off his 2015 push as opposed to reward him for his effort in 2014. I would have rather Dolph Ziggler, who won Match of the Year, win Superstar of the Year. Granted, he didn't win a heavyweight championship, but multiple-time Intercontinental Champion, and he did win Match of the Year, which I got to give them a lot of credit. To give Match of the Year to Dolph Ziggler, certainly that was one of the best Survivor Series 5-on-5 matches in history, and Ziggler really stole the show. Pardon the pun, but he really did steal the show, and Ziggler's been on fire, and Ziggler is one of my dark horses to win the Rumble, and I think a matchup with him and Brock Lesnar, two amateur guys at WrestleMania, potentially on paper sounds better than a matchup with Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. Just saying. How about this for an idea? And I'm going to mention this on the Wrestling Throwdown later with Haley Imes. Big shout out to Haley Imes. I saw her post in the Wrestling Throwdown crew page. Not exactly happy. I know she's a Seth Rollins girl herself. Seth would have been fine. How about all three members of the Shield? Like, you give it to the Shield. Yeah, granted, they broke up. But it's been the quote-unquote Shield's year. Had you given it to all three guys, I think the internet and the fans and everybody in general would have felt a lot better. Like, all right, that's different. It's unprecedented. They give it to the Shield, who did win Faction of the Year and won multiple other awards. But, I am very perplexed by this whole situation. I feel like Roman Reigns, this was done to ignite his 2015 push, not to reward him for a good 2014. And I feel like this could backfire on them. them anointing Roman too early, making him the next John Cena. Fans who have gotten into Seth, gotten into Dean, gotten into Bray, gotten into others. I mean, Cesaro had a better case than Roman Reigns. I mean, you can make that argument. Chris Jericho had a better case than Roman Reigns. I mean, I'm just completely miffed by this. I feel like had he gone on to have an amazing 2015, which is the speculation, win the Royal Rumble, win the title at Mania, then sure, give it to Roman Reigns in 2015. I mean, I'm glad he got it and not Cena. But, I mean, Cena would have made more sense, Lesnar would have made more sense, Bryan would have made more sense. Those were your clear cut. I mean, it was kind of split in threes, Bryan, then Cena, then Lesnar. So, why, you could have given it to the three of them, or one of those guys. Bryan would have been a nice gesture. It would have been his year had he not get hurt. But, I mean, to give it to Reigns, who, obviously, this is an excuse to kind of bring him back off injury right before the TLC pay-per-view, and kind of get the fans behind him and get his push started for 2015. I don't agree with this at all, and I feel like it was a bad move. I would have rather all three members of the Shield get Superstar of the Year. Would have been unprecedented, would have been different, would have been a lot more digestible and acceptable. It's my take, folks. It's different, it's unique, but that's how we roll on the Joe Passarelli Show. Live on YouTube. Of course, check out the Wrestling Throwdown with myself and Haley Imes as we review the Slammies top to bottom, the good, the bad, the Mizdow, the ugly, and everything in between. We will hit it off and break it down live today on the Wrestling Throwdown with the official Raw review. But folks, make sure to hit that like button. Comment. Let me know what you think. Was it a solid choice for Roman Reigns? Are you in favor of it? Are you against it? For Superstar of the Year, what about the other Slammies? Usos Tag Team of the Year, Dolph Ziggler Match of the Year, Damian Sandow LOL of the Year, Surprise Return of the Year, Ultimate Warrior, Rest in Peace. That was a very classy moment. Oh My God Moment of the Year, Sting's debut. Felt like Shocking Return, Oh My God, and Extreme are kind of the same thing. Chris Jericho actually winning Extreme Moment of the Year, jumping off the cage, hitting Bray Wyatt. So, those awards I had no problem with, but certainly a Superstar of the Year, Roman Reigns. I mean, WWE, are you trying to turn this guy heel? Are you trying to have fans turn on this guy? Because I'm telling you right now, this was a bit premature, to say the least. Joe Passarelli Show. Subscribe. Peace!